The young boy intentionally cleaned the guest's shoes real slow just so he could catch more useful stuff from this bunch of successful folks. After they left, he'd pull out his notebook and jot down every single thing he'd heard. Sometimes he'd also stand by the window and eavesdrop on conversations between real estate agents. When Bernard got older, he moved to LA with his wife and kids. Cause no white landlords would rent to black people. They had no other choice but to stay in his uncle's rundown shack. Bernard quietly swore to himself he'd get his wife and kids out of that place as soon as possible. Later on, Bernard noticed the black neighborhoods in LA were already packed tight, while there were plenty of empty units in the white neighborhoods. He had his eye on an apartment in one of those white areas. The landlord asked for $40,000. Bernard offered $35,000, saying he had enough cash to buy the place, but not enough left for renovations. He suggested making up the difference through rent payments. Even though the landlord liked him, he didn't want to take the risk. Bernard then tried to track down the bank manager through a bank calendar he'd seen on the landlord's bookshelf, but the secretary wouldn't introduce him because he was black. He waited alone outside for ages until the manager finally came, only to get rejected again because of his skin color. When the landlord found out Bernard had tried to get a loan using his own name, he was really impressed by Bernard's courage and agreed to help him apply for the loan in his own name. After buying the apartment, Bernard was in the middle of renovations when an older white woman named Mrs. Cooper saw him and with obvious prejudice asked what time he was supposed to start work. Bernard answered that he'd already bought the building. Mrs. Cooper stormed inside angrily. Not long after the cops showed up, having received a report that someone was posing as the landlord, Bernard showed them a copy of the property deed, leaving the cops with nothing to say. That night Mrs. Cooper yelled at him again, saying he couldn't come in after 6 p.m. Bernard fired back that he was a tenant now and had already moved in. In the end, Mrs. Cooper moved out in a huff. Since the apartments were meant to be rented to black tenants, the units filled up fast. With the money he made from rent, Bernard paid off the balance he owed the landlord. The landlord admired Bernard's skills and suggested a partnership. He'd handle the contracts while Bernard picked the spots and figured out the returns. They'd split the profits 50-50. Bernard agreed. The two worked seamlessly together. Thanks to Bernard's sharp business sense and knack for valuing things, they made a fortune and their business took off. Before long, Bernard lived out his dream of moving his wife and kids out of that shack and into their dream home.